Hello, this is a Trial by Stone. This is an impromptu review. I was tonight we'll be talking about 9 to 5, directed by Colin Higgins and released in 1980. And I actually have a few notes, so not super impromptu, but I figured I had a notebook, so why not? Um, well, yeah. So I last night I watched Saló, or the 120 Days of Sodom, directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini. And if you saw my last video, my Criterion Haul from July 2025, I picked that one up. I was planning on reviewing it, and it put me in such a bad mood that I decided against it. So, yeah. Go figure. It's Saló, one of the most notorious films ever. Here's a quick rundown of my thoughts of that, just because I don't know. I figure I might as well talk about it. Saló, not without worth. I'll say that. It is disgusting though. It's one of the most horrific movies I think I've seen. It's not very explicit. I was expecting more. It doesn't make it any less grueling though. Weirdly enough, some of the most disturbing scenes in the film for me was just the story time session moments that the two women had. Thought that was really fucked up. Did not enjoy that at all. Found it. I mean, there's really nothing to enjoy in this movie. If you're looking for, like, you know what I mean? It's hard to describe. Like, it isn't an enjoyable movie. It's not one that you're meant to enjoy. You're supposed to be shocked. I think in the first few minutes of the film, they call it. This is a really funny review because it's just gonna be Saló and the 9 to 5. We're gonna do very different movies. Because I realize I have some stuff to talk about, but Saló, yeah, like they mentioned the first line of the movie is like, let it be let it be as excessive as necessary. So I was expecting a lot, and it did not deliver on on the excessiveness, and to that point, it um, it is not supposed to be an enjoyable film. It's very clearly supposed to be something that you are really disgusted by and are shocked by. It's banned, or was banned, all across the world. Apparently, I read a little bit about it after. It was apparently a very good time on set. Many of the actors um, managed to make the set very jovial, or like playing pranks on each other. But and that crooked-eyed fuck, he's pretty funny looking, so I can see them doing that. I fucking hated it. If you can't tell, I really fucking hated Saló to a large extent. Um, I thought the set dressing was really good. I'll give it that. I thought the set dressing and the cinematography was pretty good, and the costume design was also very good. The women's dresses in the first like 5 minutes were, I thought they were really pretty. That's about as pretty as that movie's gonna get. Everything else is downhill from there. It's disgusting and uncomfortable, right up there with uh, like Irreversible and stuff. I'm trying to keep a media journal, and I wrote in it, this seems like something that Max Wren would play on Civic TV. Which is a video drum reference. Um, it feels like this is something that Max Wren would find and then be like, oh, this is perfect for my audience. And then, yeah, it's gross. It's really gross in many different ways, like many different ways and contexts. Literally, and like it's grueling. And I think in that way it's similar to a film like Irreversible, which is just a grueling film, terrible to sit through, not a good date movie. um, yeah, I don't think I'll be watching it again anytime soon. Um, None of the actors are uh, like there isn't the actors are good, I guess. There isn't really anything to pull from their performances. I couldn't tell you any of their names, uh, which I mean, like, I guess they should be recognized. I mean, you know, all film should. Also, apparently, very interesting thing. Pasolini was actually murdered not long after his release, and this was supposed to be a part of a trilogy of death, which was supposed to follow up his trilogy of life. This is my first Pasolini film, and that had like Canterbury Tales and I think Arabian Nights. I've I've heard of Pasolini thrown around within like Criterion circles and stuff, but I haven't really delved into his filmography yet. So you know, Saló, great jumping off point. And and yeah. So that was Saló. Film came out in 1975. Was directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini. I do not recommend watching it. Um, Serious, huge trigger warning. Sexual assault, like all that stuff, not good. Not just a big trigger warning movie. If you have any kind of trigger, it's probably gonna trigger you. Um, and yeah, I don't recommend watching it. I don't really recommend seeking it out, but um, if you want your night to be ruined and you want a disturbing film, um, I don't think you can get any better. So, yeah, yeah. So that's my thoughts on Solo. Now for the real review. So, 9 to 5. So, very different vibe. Very different vibe. I was telling my brother my Letterboxd top four this week is pretty wild because I watched The World's End a few days ago. Then I watched Fantastic Four, which I was gonna make a review for, but I decided against it. And then Solo and 9 to 5. So yeah. So 9 to 5, perfect movie to follow Solo. Put me in a great mood. Very good time. I fucking loved it. It is directed by Colin Higgins. Came out in 1980. I hear footsteps. And it stars uh, very famously Dolly Parton as Dora Lee. Stars Dolly Parton as Dora Lee, Lily Tomlin as Jane. She also starred in The Player and Nashville, which were both directed by Robert Altman. I only bring that up because um, it also stars Jane Fonda as Judy. She was Barbarella, of course, and she's been in 100,000 things. She's a legendary actress. And I only bring up the Robert Altman connection because Dabney Coleman, who played Mr. Hart, was also in. He was also in The Long Goodbye, I think. No. Dabney Coleman as Mr. Hart was not, but Sterling Hayden as Mr. Tensworthy was in The Long Goodbye, which was also directed by Robert Altman, which I have seen. It's a very good movie. I think John Williams did the score for that, and Arnold Schwarzenegger has a really funny cameo. Yeah. So 9 to 5. This film is a absolute delight. A work, not what I expected, and everything I expected at the same time. It's very funny. It's a comedy, first and foremost. It's like a workplace comedy, but like taken to the nth degree. Um, I feel like this is better than Office Space in a lot of ways. I think it captures the uh, disdain one might have for your bosses a little bit more, and I found this very relatable, and specifically, I think it's very provocative in a sense. Um, the there's walking around upstairs. I don't want to be interrupted. The commentary it has on the workplace dynamics between men and women is uh, biting and very modern for its time and its sensibilities. Um, and I think it is still something that is we're kind of struggling with today. The way men treat women in the workplace. I mean, hell, I've seen it, um, and it it's unfair, and that's ultimately the point. It's just like it shouldn't be. We're all people, whether or not uh, that is your gender or not, or whether or not we have different genders. Like we're all people, so we should all be treated the same. Like fuck it, man. It's ridiculous. And 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 yeah, I found that, and I knew this film would be talking and touching upon that, but it I uh, found its approach to said subject matter was very lighthearted and still taking it seriously, and but was very lighthearted and just made for a very enjoyable, entertaining watch. This is one of the most entertaining films I've seen in a minute, specifically on a comedy basis. Um, and everybody's great in it. Specifically, like Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, they're all great. They are fantastic and have great chemistry with each other. I especially love Dolly Parton. She actually reminded me a bit, because this is the only real acting role I've seen from her, other than like I don't know, like Hallmark movies that I'd seen when I was a kid. Um, but I thought she was gave a very very good performance. She honestly reminded me a lot of Marilyn Monroe in some ways. Um, I've seen Some Like It Hot. It's the only Marilyn Monroe film I've seen of hers, and she kind of gave off that same energy and charisma and just fun vibe, like fun old school vibe that I think Marilyn Monroe kind of brings to her performance in that film. Um, and and yeah, I thought that trio was phenomenal. That being said, uh, Dabney Coleman was hilarious. I thought he was so good. Uh, I think he played his role perfectly. Specifically, what stood out to me, why I was like, I think this guy's giving a really really good performance, is their little their little dream sequence montage. It's not really a dream sequence, but like when they're all planning or saying how they would take out Mr. Hart, how they would show it to him, you know. I thought he was specifically in Dolly Parton's segment where she was like, I'll give him a taste of his own of his own medicine, because he's really like sexualizing her and just harassing her, and she she like hog ties him and like does all this like just really silly shit to him, and I thought he played this lovable, or not lovable, but just like absolute goofball in that scene, and I thought he was just so funny. Um, just his performance alone. Um, God, this movie is twisty and turny. I do not want to spoil it. Um, the the twists in this, like I did not expect this to turn into the film that it did, but by the time it was there, I was all in, and it's just this wild ride between these three women who hate their job, but find a community within that hardship, and uh, are just entertaining as hell to watch, have great chemistry, are super fun. Um, yeah, yeah, I really, really loved 9 to 5. On Letterboxd, I think I gave it a 4.5 because I don't really have any faults with it. Honestly, I think the film flew by. I think it's got great pacing. I will say those dream sequences, I think they lasted a little bit longer than I was prepared for. Um, it didn't seem to really, at the time, it kind of seemed to hurt the pacing, but I don't think it really hurt the film. They're very fun. I still found them very entertaining. And it, overall, like that's what this film is. It is entertaining and an absolute delight. And I gotta say, relating it back to Solo, like this is like the perfect kind of movie that you would want to watch after something like that. Like, it's just a absolute delight and a uplifting film and just a happy ass good time. Um, and yeah, like I mean, it's I don't know what more you could want of a movie. It's entertaining as hell. Performances are great. It's fun, and I just had a good time. I was smiling the whole way through, and by the end of it, I loved it. I loved it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah, this was a very weird review. Very weird, but I hope you enjoyed. Think of it like this. Next time you watch, next time you watch, like I know way back in the day they premiered Grave of the Fireflies right next to My Neighbor Totoro, and I think they showed My Neighbor Totoro after Grave of the Fireflies so that you would have like a palate cleanser. Um, and next time you decide to watch Saló, go and watch 9 to 5, and you'll have your night will be ruined. It'll be awful, and then just watch 9 to 5, and it'll make you feel so much better. It's great. Like it's like freaking medicine, man. It's awesome. Um, just a good, entertaining ass film, and I loved it, and would not recommend it more. Like it is such a hard recommend. Everyone go watch this film. It's delightful and a joy. Soup for the soul, as they say. I don't know. I could not recommend it anymore. It's just a absolute delight and very much brightened my mood. I was already in a good mood, but just brightened that much more. So, yeah. So this is a very strange split review between Pier Paolo Pasolini's Saló, or The 120 Days of Sodom, and uh, Colin Higgins's 9 to 5. So, uh, if you want more impromptu and strange double reviews or double billing reviews from me or more film recommendations, then I'm right here. So come check me out. Come check me out. So this is A Trial by Stone, and I will see you in the next one.